Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you for watching my videos. If you are finding them of benefit, then please do share them widely amongst your friends and family and social networks. If anyone watches this video and they are affected by this video in the same way that you were, and it causes them to change their life and begin to practice Islam better and to worship Allah better, as a result of you sharing this video with them, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will also give the reward of every good that that person does. You will get the reward for that. An easy way to get more rewards and good deeds in Ramadan. And remember that good deeds are multiplied 70 times in Ramadan. This next story is set in Bosnia, during the war in Bosnia in December 1992, which was my first trip to Bosnia. I was 18 at the time. We were staying in a small village in a house, and I've mentioned this house before because in one of my stories it's where the dog came to me in the forest to show me the way. So this house we were staying in, a group of us, maybe like 8 or 9 of us were staying in this house, and it was the middle of winter and we are on the side of a mountain and there's snow all around. When we would get up for Fajr, the only source of water was, there was this disused bathtub outside, and it had a layer of ice. There was water in it and there was a layer of ice on top. And when we would get up at Fajr time, in order to relieve ourselves, you would have to break through the ice, get the water, you'd use that to go to the bathroom, and then you'd use that water to make wudu. It's freezing cold as it is, and freezing cold. You know, they have this big thing nowadays about ice baths, and we had no choice. I mean, I'm not into all of that stuff, but I did it then, and all of us did it, even though it was bitterly cold. But for some reason, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He just made it like no big deal for us, because we were there doing something for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He puts you through a hardship, when He puts you through a trial, He does not leave you alone. He gives you the means to cope with that situation and the means to handle that situation that you are facing. Things that you physically thought that you cannot tolerate, Allah makes those things easy for you. Ibrahim alayhi salam was thrown into the fire. Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam was thrown into the fire, and that fire became cool for him, and it gave him one of the greatest experiences that he ever had in his life. People that go through trials and tribulations and hardships and calamities and difficulties, they will say that that was the time where I felt the closest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, where I felt a connection to Him that I've never felt at any other times. And these are some of the blessings of hardships that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He puts us through. So whenever you are doing something for Allah's sake, and you are suffering harm as a result of it, or you're suffering pain as a result of it, and you are patient as a result of it. And by patient, I don't mean being patient at injustice. I don't mean a woman is being subjected to abuse by her husband at home and she just has to be patient. I don't mean that. I mean you have tried all the means at your disposal and you are stuck in a situation, whether it's physical or mental illness, or you're going through some financial difficulty or something to do with your children or family or relatives or whatever. You've done everything you can. Then know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He will get you through it. He will give you the means to get through this hardship that you are suffering. I remember when I was in prison in the UK, someone sent me this, or someone showed me this this poem. It's like a Christian poem, but the meaning is beautiful. It's called Footprints in the Sand. And in it, the author is saying that, my Lord, I had a dream last night where I was walking on a beach. I'm just paraphrasing the sort of meaning of the poem. So I saw this dream last night and I was walking on a beach through my entire life. And when I looked in the sand, there were two sets of footprints. One was my set of footprints, and the other set of footprints represented your support, like you were with me throughout the difficult parts of my life. And then the author says, but when I got to the darkest and the most difficult parts of my life, I saw that there was only one set of footprints. So, like you weren't with me? And then in the poem it says that God then replies to this author that those bits in your life where you saw only one set of footprints, he said, at those times I was carrying you. I was carrying you through those hardships. And obviously it's a Christian poem and they put like my child and stuff like that, but the meaning of Allah's support and help, it is an Islamic meaning that we believe in. People often ask me, they say to me, how did you get through torture, extradition, isolation, 11 years in prison, being away from your family? How did you get through it? And I say to them, I don't know how I got through it. I'm not a particularly strong person. I don't have mental resolve and resilience and all of these things that people, these buzzwords that people talk about. I don't know how I got through it. Well, I do know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He got me through it. How? I don't know. But He got me through it. He put me in this situation and He got me through it. Even now when I think of some of the things that I went through, it scares me. I don't even believe that it happened to me. Sometimes it scares me where I think that, wow, did I go through that? Did Allah take me through that? When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He puts a calamity or a situation in front of you, know that He will give you the means to get through it. Quite often people are afraid when they are faced with the situation. They are afraid how they will get through it. Something they've never faced before in their life. You may be wondering, how the hell am I going to get through this situation? So people, they don't even try. They lose hope at the first hurdle. Put your trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Put your trust in Him. He will get you through this hardship that you are suffering. Whatever situation you are in, He will get you through it. And He will heal you. After He's got you through it, He will heal you so that you will look back at that situation and you will wonder, how did I even get through that? So that was today's story. If you benefited from it, then please do share this content widely so that others may also benefit from it. Until the next episode, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.